Hey everybody, and welcome back to the On the Map Challenge on Alma, Missouri. Today is August 3rd, and as you can see, it is 11 o'clock in the morning, and we are out here harvesting our wheat. This is now, I guess you could say, this is really day 2 of harvest, because in the last episode we threw the combine on our previous field, which, well, is now done. We cut that field of wheat, went to bed, and now we are starting the second field the next morning. At least I believe that's how the timeline has worked so far. And yeah, that basically sums up what we're going to be doing most of today. We've got 2 or 3 more fields of wheat to harvest, and then we're going to be putting the baler on all these fields of wheat stubble, because we're going to be baling the straw up so that we can give our dairy cattle some bedding, because, well, they still don't have any, so we're going to have to get to that today also. But yeah, like I said, looks like we're going to be harvesting wheat most of today, and this stuff looks super good. It's got some dead weeds in it that we sprayed a little while ago, but for the most part, it is a super golden color. It looks awesome. Hang on, the tree line's right here in my way. I was going to show you guys the field. And if we come to our map here and check out the yield, the middle of the field doesn't look too bad. It's trying to figure out what's going on right here with the yield. But for the most part, it's a pretty solid yield mapping for this field. The previous field that we cut last night, it had maximum yield on. If you watched the very end of the last episode, you'll probably know what I'm talking about, but the yield was 125%. It literally could not get better in that field. It's actually a lot how it is in the middle of the field right here where it's super dark green, so that's pretty good that the yield's not terrible on this field. It could use some work over here where I'm at currently at the edge of the field, but a good 50% of the middle is in that super dark green, so that's good. And you know, we're just breaking the field open here, so it'll get better the farther we go along. And I'm also joined by Bill. I do not know if Todd is here. Owen is at the dairy farm working. Believe it or not, he's actually getting stuff set up so that we can start feeding our cattle, which is, oh man, that's awesome. But yeah, Bill's on grain carting duty. I think Todd actually might be in the semi. He might be carting grain, but I highly doubt it. I think Bill's just going to have to switch to the semi truck and haul grain to the dairy farm because, well, he's running the chaser bin right now. He's going to have to run the truck too. He always runs the auger wagon. I never understand why he does that, but he must like it a lot. He must like it a lot because he just gets to sit there and not do a whole lot of much of really anything for majority of the time. But we are getting pretty full here. Either way, this field will fill your combine up pretty quickly with good yield. So I need to radio Bill and tell him to get his butt down here so I can get to the end of the field without having some wheat on the top of my cab. I am going to have to play this pretty smart. We can't unload on the go because we've got this enormous ditch right here, so we're just going to have to do this for now, which, you know, patience is a virtue. I don't mind unloading, sitting here for a little bit, because we've got really nothing to do today. You know, we got all this wheat to harvest, but we've got plenty of time to do it, so you know, we can take our time here. We're not in a super big rush like we are in the spring or halfway through the harvest season in the fall. But there we go, got the combine all emptied. Now we'll continue our first pass of our headland, and Bill should follow us behind here soon. So far, off of one field, we've gotten about 2,600 bushel. That was the one over here in town somewhere past these tree lines. But yeah, we got 2,600 bushel off of, I want to say, about 25 acres, a little less than that maybe. Actually, no, sorry, it's about 40 something, almost 50. Never mind, I changed my mind. So I don't actually know if that's super good or not. I already thought about if that was a super good yield or not. Oh, who am I kidding? My math is probably wrong in there somewhere. It might be closer to 48 or might be closer to 20-30 acres rather than 40, but I could have sworn it was a bigger field. Maybe not, but it's anything from 20 to 40 acres. All right, let's put it that way. We got 2,600 bushels off of it. Goodness, I cannot multitask trying to get these rows straight and do math at the same time. Oh, I'm no good at that. I need to optimize that skill a little more. But, well, I think this is probably going to be a really good time to tell you guys about year 7 of Alma, because I'm feeling a little adventurous, right? I'm kind of wanting to branch out a little bit, and I don't know how far this is going to go or how well this is going to work, but here's my year 7 plan. I've been given a few contracts to expand my farm. Obviously, we're putting up some bigger buildings here, maybe some bigger bins. We're going to be broadening our spectrum, hopefully, here a little bit. We've got the dairy going. We might continue beef cattle, or we might stop doing beef cattle and just switch over to dairy. I'm still debating on what we're going to do at the old farm anyway, because there's hardly any machinery there, so I don't know if we should upgrade or just kind of keep it like it is, keep some smaller stuff there in storage. But for the dairy, we're going to be overhauling the place. We're going to be adding more buildings than I would like to, so what you see is not what you're going to get. There's going to be plenty of other stuff that's going to be added to it, I hope so anyway. And we also are going to be buying a lot of land this coming winter time. When we sell our grain, we're going to take out a bunch of loans, and with the corn and wheat money we make, we're going to be buying a bunch of fields. We're probably going to double our acres and own a good portion of the side of the this map. So, well, I'll show you on my map in just a minute, but we're going to be buying a bunch of land, right? Well, the next thing we're going to be looking into is getting some contracts for another combine. So we'll be running 2 combines, a bigger planter, some bigger tractors. We're going to be selling off some of our older tractors and just kind of trading them in, swapping them out for something bigger. Maybe a big grain cart, or a bigger grain cart, maybe like a big Kinsey or something. Some bigger articulated tractors. I already said that, but probably a new truck, a bigger truck, so we can pull heavier loads and whatnot. Some more semis. We probably need to sell our wagons too, because we don't really use our wagons that much. And then some bigger cultivator pieces, because we've got a good inline ripper right now. But we need a bigger, I think we're going to go with a ginormous disc this year, rather than a field cultivator. Also, I'm not really sure what Bill's doing. He must be playing something on his phone. He's just sitting there, but didn't mean to get distracted there. Yeah, no, so that's the plan for year 7. We're going to do this like project overhaul is what I'd like to call it, where we're going to be just doubling down on our acres. And oh yeah, we're also going to be buying some bigger forage boxes, so when we chop silage, we'll be more effective that way. Got a little distracted talking. I got full here, so I had to radio Bill. Good thing he was pretty close by, like I said. I actually got a little over full. Brakes couldn't work a combine that's 2,000 pounds over full. And also, I'm not going to unload on the go yet either, because I'm about to start doing the rows up and down the field, and I don't need Bill here when I'm trying to work all that out. I'll just go and unload into him, and then he can take it to the dirt road and dump it in the truck, because the truck is sitting at the side of the road over there, and then I'll tell him to move it into the field if he needs to. But then let's see here. We're also going to be looking at some more forage boxes. I don't know if they're going to be smaller or bigger, or probably not smaller, but some decent looking boxes. We're going to be buying more of those too. I think you can get the point. We're just going to be buying a good bit of everything on the farm. Now, this is going to cost a lot of money. In the end, it will definitely be worth it, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm really ready to just go full in on Alma. We've got our dairy cattle, but other than that, I just want to take over on row cropping and just go all in. Like I said, probably go right to a 24 row planter. Maybe not, maybe a 16 row will do good for now, but I'm probably thinking about going right to a 24. Getting up in that 30-40 feet equipment. Well, we're there right now, but we need to go bigger tractors, more land. I think you guys kind of get what I'm saying with this whole thing. And whether that means loan after loan, or a bunch of the grain will cover all these prices, I don't know what we're going to do yet, because that's going to cost us so much money. Just the land alone, the acres around here are not cheap, so we're going to have money for that. And then all this equipment I'm talking about, while most of it will not be used, a lot of it will be expensive either way. I'm really just looking at a very good planter, a very good John Deere planter, this time, rather than another Kinsey, something that we can have parts for nearby, and then we'll probably keep that planter for a good while until we decide if we ever want to go up to 36 row or something like that, because 24 is just about big enough in my opinion for at least most of the Alma series, I'd say, or the rest of it I should actually say. But I've been eyeballing a 2015 John Deere 9R. I think that would be pretty good. I think it's got 360 engine horsepower, or maybe I can't. It's in the 400s. And I've also been eyeballing a John Deere 9630, which is actually a lot like the 9320 over there. Then we'll keep the track tractor. There's a surprise tractor on the way that you guys, I'm sure, might remember from about a month ago. John Deere 8330. That's coming to the farm at some point. Then I'm also looking at a Case Magnum, a big one, a pretty new one, an AFS Connect Magnum, like a pretty big Magnum with duals all around, 400 something engine horse that we can pull a cultivator and a planter with, and even a spreader with, maybe even a grain cart or something off season if we need to. And then obviously we're keeping the John Deere 8110 because we can never get rid of that tractor. It's too good of a farm tractor. You know, it does everything we need it to, smaller or bigger. I mean, for crying out loud, we even blow snow with that thing in the wintertime when it snows here in Alma. So that tractor is all around good. But I'm just kind of giving you a little bit of an idea what I mean by we're going to be branching out. You know, I just named a bunch of big tractors. I don't know a whole lot on combines. I know there's a very cheap and good looking S680 at the Deere dealership not too far from here at all. Now if we actually go for that one or not, I don't know. I'm just kind of giving you ideas like I said, but expect a lot of change in year 7 at least. And well, there goes Bill back to the farm. So I was right, nobody's here running the grain truck, so that means Bill's gonna have to do it. And he wasn't working the CB at all, so he might as well do something. It's like the 3rd time he's been late to unload me, so we also need to give that truck a new paint job soon, because you know it was used when we bought it and it's fading real bad. It wasn't actually that beigey color when we first I'm sure when it was first new, but it's faded even since we've had it some more. It was like a dark color, almost like this wheat. It was like a sand orange like, and now it's like a beige. It looks like khaki shorts. It's faded a good bit. I can't really explain to you what the color previously looked like, but yeah, we're probably gonna have to paint it soon, coming up. We need to paint it in time for fall so we can have a good looking truck at that's sitting at the edge of the field. At least that sounds like a good idea to me. But I did just receive a phone call, a short little phone call from Owen. He's not even at the farm right now, actually, and Todd's somewhere about, so he told me that they are both going to come to the field soon and take over. Owen said he will run the combine when we go to the next field, and he's actually been doing pretty good whenever we let him run the combine, so we're probably going to let Owen run the combine for a little bit, cutting wheat, and then I'll be in the grain cart, and I'll let Bill run the truck, I guess, for now. Whenever we go to the next field. And then when Todd finally gets to the farm, whenever he gets done doing whatever he's doing, he'll take over in the grain cart and I'll switch over to the tractor and the baler, and I'll get some of this straw baled up, or at least that's the plan. I'm just waiting on Owen right now. So alrighty, that's the plan. At least we're gonna get the whole crew down here working today. And so with that being said, you guys, I'm gonna catch up with you all in just a little bit here. Gonna get this field done, and when we get all the equipment moved to the next one, that's when I will meet back up with you guys. So I will see you all in just a second. Well, everybody, Owen has now made it to the field, and he is breaking it open with the combine, and already he is missing a little bit, so you know, I guess that's alright. We can always come back and get that, but yeah, he's running the combine. He hardly ever runs the combine, so I'm pretty excited to see how he's going to do. Obviously not the greatest start, but you know, we'll break him in. But the tractor and the combine need some diesel, so we're going to have to pit stop at some point so that we can refill. But this grain train is on the move still, and it is not stopping anytime soon. I'm following him through his headland pass just to make sure nothing goes wrong, and we're gonna have to empty him soon, because I'm sure the yields on this field are pretty decent too, and so that combine hopper is probably filling up really quickly. But I'm trying to stay out of the dust coming out of the back of the combine, because I really would hate to have to pressure wash this thing a little too early. Hopefully he'll do a little better around this curve here. Let's see how he'll do. There we go. That's a whole lot better. See there, all it took was one mistake and he's got it pat down. At least I hope that's about right. Let's get him unloaded on the go here. Hopefully there's enough room where I can squeeze in right here, and check that out, he's early on the pipe too. This kid's a natural. A few tree limbs here and there, but yeah, this is working like a dream come true. Just enough space to squeeze in here, keep him from having to stop on his headland pass. We'll see if he's really skilled enough to do 2 or 3 headland passes, or if he'll just go right into rows after this. We'll see. If I've trained him right, he should make another pass around the field and then, you know, start breaking it open that way. I just ran right smack into a tree. Alright, wasn't as flawless of a plan as I thought, and another perfectly executed turn on that corner. Good job, Owen. He's getting a whole lot better as he goes, and he seems pretty empty now, so we'll go and dump. I'm not unloading you a third time. You can put that pipe back in now. Maybe we'll have to work with Owen a little bit more. Now we're going to use our awesome backup skills to get this this truck loaded. Wasn't kidding about the backup skills. Watch this. Now we'll just back it on up in here. Check that out. Like a dream come true. We had to maneuver this in a weird way to get it in the field. We broke it open as much as we could, but you know, there's not a lot of room to do stuff. There we go. Now we'll just wait on him to come down here and turn around, start the next pass around the field, and then I'll do the same and follow him around, make sure he doesn't get too full. Okay, here we go. Round 2. He should probably be around halfway full already because he did make this whole drive down the field right there. So let's see. He sure is trigger happy with that pipe button. Let's just hope he can make this turn here just as good. And he's about to get fired. Oh man, somebody really needs to tell this guy he needs to back up and attempt at it that way. You can't just turn every corner. Hope he knows that's coming out of his paycheck, because that's more diesel I'm gonna have to spend to turn around and get that. No, I'm just teasing. Other than that, he's doing pretty good though. And you gotta understand, the kid's only what is he, 19 I think? He's done just about anything but run a combine most of his life, so you gotta give the kid some credit where it's due. But I'll quit picking on him and just get the combine unloaded. Now that we're starting to step our game up, this chaser bin really isn't that big after all. It needs some extensions to it or something on the sides, but you know, like I talked about earlier, I think we're just going to go with a bigger grain cart after all. But we are just going to have to wait and see. The least we can do is put some side extensions on this and give it another 300-400 bushel increase. Now we'll come down here and show off my backing up skills one last time. Got to brag a little bit in this episode. I can't help it. Maybe I should try to do it all in one go now instead of stopping to back up. Uh-oh, this is a little trickier. Check that out though. We got it. Little close. Pipe might hit something, but nope, we got it. After being a master backer up for so many years, you start to earn medals and go to competitions, and I'm almost there. Just a few more practice rounds, and I would say I'm pretty much qualified to be a master backup. And I just want you all to know I did not use a backup camera that entire time, so that adds to it. It's got to be at least a few bonus points or something. I might have cheated and looked over my shoulder though, so you know, I didn't do it all looking straight on. I got to be honest with you. And what in the world is going on here? I came to unload him, not get ran over. Maybe it's not the best idea for Owen to run the combine. Is he nearsighted? Because I don't know if he understands that wheat's already been cut. I'll just let him do his thing and see what he's doing here. Well, he's getting the hang of things now. He's getting it figured out. His GPS is making him do some wonky stuff. And well, I asked him about why his head was down just then, and he said he didn't really know what was going on himself either. And so, you know, I'd say that's a good excuse. He was a little late on the radio there. He almost got full. He's turning into me. So we're going to unload him and then set him on his way. He'll get some of these rows knocked out, and then this field before long will get done. It's getting later in the afternoon though, so we're trying to get these fields done before nightfall gets to us here. Alright, that's him full. We're going to head back to the truck and empty this. And so I guess we're just going to have to wait until tomorrow to run the baler with the straw, because Todd is still not here to take over. So I'm assuming I'm going to be carting into the afternoon here, and then tomorrow morning Todd will get here, and then everybody will run the wheat operation, because we've got this field and one more I guess to harvest, and then that's us done for wheat this year. We've already talked about it, and next year we are going to run probably some rye, believe it or not, maybe even some barley, but we are going to be switching things up from wheat for a year or two, that's pretty exciting. I'm actually kind of happy we're going to be cutting some rye. I've heard it sells for a lot more around here, and not a lot of farmers are doing it other than cutting it for hay grass. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how that's going to turn out, but you know, this year we're still doing some wheat, so can't complain in that aspect. Wheat does sell really good, and it helps the soil a good bit around here. It's a nice balance to work in, and when we do winter wheat, it is a great what do you call, like cover crop through the winter. But you know, this year this is just spring wheat. We never got to some winter wheat. But anywho, while he's cutting this wheat down, I'm going to take the chance to take this back to the farm real quick, because this truck is full. So we'll tarp it, pull out of here, head back to the elevator real quick. Now you guys are getting to see a little bit of behind the scenes stuff whenever we're harvesting and we got to unload the grain, or take it to unload it, because you don't very often get to see the process of taking the grain back to the farm. It's usually just hauling it in and out of the field. Or no, that's what I just said. You see it You see it getting worked around in the field, but you hardly ever see it get worked out of the field. There we go, I corrected myself. This right here should be load number 5 to the grading leg here at the farm. At least that sounds about right. We're just over halfway done with wheat harvesting, so we're probably going to get close to 10 loads, truckloads total of wheat, which, you know, that could be a lot better, but it's not terrible either. And then we'll just pull up here, get this door open and started. Whoa, it's on the back one first. I don't know why that's like that, but it's alright. We'll get it all unloaded here. Also, check this out. We got some more gravel here at the shop, so we got all this smoothened out and we got the dirt ready for the sod that's going to be coming. Show you the gravel pad real quick. Looks really good actually now that they've got it all tidied up. We're just going to put some grass here to liven it up, you know. We probably won't actually put this much back here because we still need to add the diesel tank back in, but check it out. And then, you know, we've got some more renovations coming. I'm not going to tell you what yet, but this dairy might look a little different here soon. Just going to leave you with that, and now we'll head back to the field. Obviously, you know, we put up that new shop, and then this one right here is coming in about 2 months, I believe. It's going to take them so long to build, so we're getting the money ready so they can go ahead and start it, so we'll have a warm place this winter to put our equipment, and then we'll see what we're going to do from there. But, you know, the first thing we got to worry about is obviously that big building, and then whatever land and equipment purchases we're going to be making this coming winter, just a few months actually, and then from there we'll decide, you know, what are we going to be changing around at the dairy farm. And after that, we'll worry about what are we going to be doing at the old farm. Are we going to keep it the same? Are we going to change some stuff up? You know, all that there's plenty of questions for, and we're just going to have to wait and see. Money is pretty tight right now. It's not like we don't have a lot of it because we're going to have a good bit. We just got to figure out what all we're doing with it. You know, like I've named a bunch of stuff that we've got to, you know, spend money on this video alone, and I'm sure you guys can think of small prices like diesel, seeds, fertilizer, lime here soon. Just about a month or two we're going to be putting lime out, so but we'll take it by day. You know, I keep worrying about all this stuff in the future. Well, not really worrying, just kind of planning ahead, and we need to hurry up and get Owen here before he fills up way too much. Oh boy, that's not a good sign. He was just moving out of the way for us, so that's pretty awesome. Glad he knew how to do that. I was a little late, I guess, walking around and showing you guys the sod took some time. No, I'm kidding. We couldn't unload him on this way anyway. He was headed down the field and his pipe was pointed towards the wheat that hasn't been harvested, so I don't want to drive through the crop again. Okay, there we go. Now he can continue harvesting on his way. And while we're finishing this field up, let's discuss something else real fast. Should we continue working the beef cattle business at the old farm? You know, it's not that big of a hassle. It's just kind of a pain to feed them when I'm not at that farm a whole lot throughout the day, and we're not making the most amount of money off of them, so I'm honestly kind of debating just selling the cattle off and keeping that for pasture ground so that we can, you know, get hay off of it. I don't know. What do you guys think? You can let me know in the comments. Do you like the beef cattle? Is it worth keeping just to, you know, have something going on at that farm? Because trust me, I do like seeing the cattle. I like looking out the bedroom window at a sunset and, you know, seeing the cows roaming in the pasture. I do like that kind of stuff. But in terms of actual like ethical is it, it's not the greatest thing because we got cattle that we tend to here at the dairy now, and so I don't know. We'll have to see if it's something we'd want to keep investing in because it is a lot of time, like I said, and they really do require a lot of vet attention and this and that. So, and also, what do you guys think some row crop tires would look like on a tractor like this? If we ever do buy, you know, that John Deere 9630 or whatever we've been looking at here, we might throw some row crop tires on this tractor just so we can have this tractor like plant without these big floater tires on it or whatever. We'd have some row crop tires. I don't know, I think that'd be pretty cool. I can't lie to you. Maybe we'll throw it on a bigger tractor, a bigger articulated tractor, but you know, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But I guess we're going to be working into the night here. We don't have a whole lot much else going on, so I'm guessing tomorrow early morning Todd and everybody will be at the farm and they'll just go ahead and start working this field now. I guess they'll get this field done, and I'll be in the baler tractor baling wheat straw, or at least that's the plan anyway. So yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and cut to that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, everybody, it is now the morning of September 1st, and I'm in the 8110 rolling into the old farm here because we are about to grab the baler and start baling some wheat straw. I believe it is still locked away in this barn, so we're about to break it out for the first time in a few months, because the last time we used this thing was to bale some hay, so it's been in storage for a little while. It looks like I got to move the 4555 first, and so yeah, everybody is on wheat harvest today. Bill is running the combine. Owen is, I think he's running the grain cart, or no, sorry, Todd is running the grain car, and Owen is in the semi truck. He's carting grain to the farm. So they're all harvesting wheat, and I am going to take the time, like I talked about, to get the wheat straw baled up. And now we can head out to the field. We're going to start with the field that is close to town here, since we're already kind of in town. Also, I think before it gets too cold outside, I need to get the grass cut here at the house. Didn't even think too much about it. We've been so busy here lately. Oh, and also we do have the duals back on the 8110, and check this out. We threw some more weights on the front. I know you probably cannot tell, but we only had about 300, maybe 400 pounds on the front. Now we've got, I think, almost 1,000, so that's pretty awesome. We're turning this thing back into a workhorse in the fall. We always do, and then we kind of convert it to like a haying tractor in the summertime. Maybe these guards will lift up before I get there. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna see how it does on the baler. I just don't want to take them back off. I didn't think we'd be using this tractor on the baler, but it does so well. So we're just gonna leave the duals on and bale some straw today. Well, I got to talking and missed my turn. I forgot I got to go down this road. That field down there is soybeans and not wheat, so we cannot bale the wheat straw on soybeans, so he got to come down here. Oh man, I just got to talking and missed my turn. But speaking of soybeans, look how good they look. They are really doing good this year. The canopy is so enormous. Now they're finally starting to slowly but surely die off, so we'll be in these fields before long, really getting them up. But it is a cloudy morning out here. As you can see, it's only 10 o'clock and it's pretty cloudy. We were supposed to get some rain last night, but we never did, so I wonder if that's going to happen later this afternoon or today. The forecast says it's supposed to be sunny later this afternoon, so hopefully that's not the case. But here is the first field of wheat. Already got a few weeds growing in it, so that's not the greatest sign ever. But we'll go ahead and start getting this up. I'm really going to try to shoot for a ton of bales because, like I said, we need bedding, and I don't want to buy straw at all whenever we've got like so much of it. And I mean, this is good stuff, really. We'll put this in the shredder, or whatever you want to call it, the bale shredder. That's what I call it, at least. And then we'll blow straw into the freestall, and then that'll give them some bedding. And then we've got to throw some down the milking parlor too, I'd assume. But we've got enough in the fields to where, we don't really need to buy any. So I'm hoping, really and truly, I know it's going to suck getting it all up, but I'm hoping we get just loads of straw bales, because we need this stuff to last through the winter when it's going to be super cold, so we'll have to put out extra bedding then. So yeah, I want this stuff to last us for about a year, but we're going to get to drilling some winter rye here not long at all, so we'll be able to get some more straw earlier in the season, if you know what I mean, because we'll harvest the rye early summer rather than super late in the summer like we are with this wheat. And yeah, we are planning on baling the rye straw, so hopefully that'll do us some good. There's just so much of it on the ground. We cut the wheat really low this year so we could have a bunch of chaff, which I know that's not great for the combine, to run all this chaff through it, but that was the plan, at least, to get a bunch of straw out of it. So hopefully that's the goal, at least. And even though we've got a pretty decent sized head on that combine now, this seems like there's so many rows of wheat straw we've got to bale up every single time. Like, look, would you really assume that was a 35-foot head? I guess that's what it is. Look how many rows there are. It just seems to me like, we cut down on the rows back and forth, but I guess there's about half as much as there would be with the head we had previously, the 20-foot head. So all right, there we go. Now we can start our second headland. Can't reset the bale counter now, so it's still saying we've got 109 bales out of this field. That was the hay that we baled during the summer, was 109 or so total. I guess that sounds about right, but now I can't reset it, so it's adding to this. I would like to know how many we get off of this field, but I can't. It's really stubborn. I'm not too sure why the bale counter acts up like it does, but I think it's almost time we spend a few $100 on a new one. And then sometimes it does like this where the screen goes blank and you can't even see what's going on, so you just kind of have to judge how good your baling is. And I mean, we don't really have to do anything too fancy because this windrow is as big as the pickup, so we can just kind of, you know, let it go in there. Don't have to do the old side to side trick when you're baling. But we've gotten a good, I don't want to say too many, maybe about 9 bales out of this field so far. We'll count them all when we get them up with the wagon, so, you know, nothing too crazy right now. We don't have to worry about an actual number. It's just cool to, you know, count them as they come out. But they've been flinging out of this thing. There's so much straw on the ground. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but yeah, like I said, we did cut this wheat pretty low this year so that we could bale all of it without any problems, because last year we had some problems with the stubble getting caught in the pickup, and that is no fun, getting out every once in a while and cleaning it out of there with I don't even remember what we were using. I think we were using a screwdriver to clean it out of there. And I'm not actually too sure what all these little weeds are popping up. I mean, we cut this field 3 days ago now, I guess, so maybe it's some reseeding coming back up from the wheat. Some of the seeds are sprouting already. I don't know if that make any sense, but I think we're going to get this field just done real fast. So I guess that means knock it out with a time lapse, because I really do like the baling time lapses, watching the bales come flying out. So we're going to get this entire field done real quick, and then I will catch back up with you guys when we head to the next one. And then we're also probably going to have to go and check on their progress at the field. I just hope they've got it all done, because they've been out here pretty early this morning. I think they started about 9 o'clock, so they don't have it done, but I hope they're making good progress is what I'm trying to say. But so yeah, with that being said, I'll leave you guys to it, and I'll catch up with you in just a second. Alright, we are now here at the next field. We got the last one all baled up and finished in pretty record time, honestly. It took us hardly any time at all to finish that field. We got it done quick. I'm not sure how many bales we got off of it, but I'm thinking somewhere in the low 40s to upper 30s, because the bale counter isn't working, like I said. So I'm thinking we're probably going to get about 37 bales off of that field minimum, and then we've got 3 more to bale. So I'm starting the next one right now. And the combine has been off and on unloading for hours. They have gotten so much wheat out of those 2 fields, it seems like. Owen's been running truckloads to the grain leg at the farm, so we've got somewhere around 12 truckloads of wheat to the farm, and they're still going. So if we can really have 12,000 bushels of wheat, that would be outstanding. Now, I don't know if it's actually that much or not, but I think it's pretty close. It's getting there. And also, sure enough, there is rain on its way in the next coming hours, so we're going to try to get this stuff done before the rain hits. Not too worried about the straw being on the ground. I don't want it to be ruined by the rain, but I'll be alright if it rains on it a little bit. But the wheat, we need to go ahead and get it off because we don't want the moisture levels to be too high, especially whenever we put it into storage in the bins. So they're going all in on that wheat harvest. Yesterday I talked about we didn't really need to put the pressure on because there wasn't anything getting in our way, but of course every time we try to do something, whether it's planting or harvest, we always get some rain in there somewhere. So we just got to work around that and see what we can accomplish. Surely they'll get the field done because the rain is not supposed to start till about 6 o'clock, so we got 4 more hours. I'll get this field done and then probably 1 more, so then that'll just leave me with 1 field to bale, because I don't think I really need to bale straw in the rain. I think that would cause some problems. But I think I'm going to end this one here, you guys. We've got tons of stuff left to do, so hopefully we can put everything in the next episode all in one video. And what I mean by that is we've got some smaller chores to work on. Hopefully we'll get that shop, the building process will get started at some points here soon. And then obviously we've got corn and soybean harvest coming up. We've got plenty of fall tillage, and we're going to be reseeding this fall, drilling winter rye like I talked about. And then after that comes grain selling, which I know that's one of my favorite times of the year here on Alma. We'll be clearing snow, and so yeah, plenty of stuff coming. And I'm saying all this so you guys can get ready for year 7, because it's going to be a big one. So yeah, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.